one example of a time that I used some mathematics to kind of try and solve a real world problem was being invited and involved in a evidence house, and that's a department of the government, one of their hackathons. For anyone that doesn't know, a hackathon, as horrible as it sounds, it's not the crazy coding thing, but it's actually just a whole bunch of people, in this case from academia, industry and policy, all get together and under quite a short timescale try and tackle quite an intricate problem, and normally that involves some amount of coding. So in this particular example, the government was focusing on their net zero energy mission. So the aim there is to reduce, I think it's go 95% net zero energy by 2030, but don't quote me on that. And the thing that's really difficult about that is that we need more renewable energy generation in order to satisfy that quota. But the more people in the population, the more kind of urban demand centres there are, the bigger the cities grow, the harder it is to produce that energy close to where the demand is needed. And so we as a team came together and decided to develop an algorithm, which is essentially a mathematical equation that solves for the optimally best places to build renewable energy plants across the UK. Everyone that's working there in a government department day in, day out are working on these kind of incremental additions or updates and kind of sitting through the bureaucracy of your everyday meetings. You don't get this dedicated time, or at least in my experience for working for the government anyway, over longer periods of time. You don't get dedicated hours to actually try something new, and it doesn't matter. I think they say that like 95% of things that are developed in a hackathon go in the bin because it's cool, but it might not work. You know, you might try stuff and it might break. It might not be viable. It might not exactly solve the problem that they want, but you need space. And that's one thing that we do have in research in academia is you have space and time to try things out and fail at things and try something different again. And I think what the hackathon does is provide people across government, bring together diversity of skill set, diversity of experiences, diversity of where they work, and throw them all together and give them an opportunity to try and solve the problem. I don't think those people otherwise connect in government.